Now this last example is super exciting. We've got three things, almost four things actually going on here. We got that negative out front. We got this 3 here. That's going to change the graph, how wide or how narrow it is. This is going to move it left or right. This is going to move it up or down. Holy cow. So we'll worry about this coefficient in front later. That'll work itself out in our t-chart. Now this inside here with the +1, that's what's going to change where we start our t-chart. So that +1 actually moves it to the left 1. So remember, we take that opposite sign, which we will talk about more in section 2.7. We'll put a -1 for our middle x value. Then we'll have -2, and we'll have 0 for our other two values. And now when we plug this in, we'll get our y values, and both of these right here will take effect on our output value, our y value. So that's where these two come into play. This is the only one that really matters right off the bat, is if there's something inside the absolute value. Let's go. So -2 plugged in. Well, -2 plus 1 is -1. And the absolute value of -1 is +1. So I'm going to have -3 times +1 minus 2. Well, -3 times +1 is -3 minus 2. And that's going to give me -5. So I've got -5 for this one here. When I plug in -1, I get 0, and 0 times anything is 0, so I'm just left with -2 here. And then I plug in my 0, I get, once again, +1 when I take the absolute value of +1 times the -3 and minus 2, and I end up getting -5 once again here. And again, we see that symmetry here, that pattern. Okay, let's plot them. -2, -5, right over here. Then we have -1, -2, which is right here. And then we have 0, -5 right over here. Let's connect the dots. There we go. Now it makes sense. It's upside down because it was negative. It flips it. That 3 makes it even more narrow than the 2 made it last time. We moved over 1 right here. We moved over from the y-axis over 1 because we're going from x being 0 to x being -1. And then we even moved down to from this guy right here. And again, we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we get into the exciting conclusion of Chapter 2 in Section 2.7.